Welcome to Hillbilly RV channel. Today, working on this motorhome behind us. It's got two Duotherm Dometic air conditioners. One of them's doing something funny. Let's go see what it's doing. Alright, the air conditioner runs. Customer says it cools. It's a pretty cool day here in West Virginia, so I expect it probably works. But let me show you what it's doing. Point y'all up a little bit. I'm going to cut it off, completely off to the, the thermostat says off, cool, or heat. I'm going to cut it off. Something's still running. Sounds like the compressor. It never shuts off. Get my clamp meter out real quick and get on the blue wire. See if that is truly what's going on. Yep, 7.3 amps. So let me go cut the breaker off. So, yeah, the only way to get that compressor to shut down is to cut the breaker off. So that's not good. That's hard. It's hard on the compressor, hard on hard on the whole Freon system. So this is a single zone analog control system. Let me show you the thermostat real quick. So there's our thermostat. So this is our control box for the HVAC system. So what's happened is there's a relay stuck in here. This stuff is obsolete, so we're going to switcheroo this to a digital thermostat and control box. Haven't done one of these in a while, so this ought to be good. Maybe I forgot how to do it. I don't know, but let me go grab a new control box and thermostat all comes in one box, so let me go grab that. Be right back. So I went and grabbed this out of the truck. It's the control box and the thermostat. That's the plug that goes up to the upper unit. Alright, so what do we got here? We have our 12 volt positive wire, which we can double verify that because it's got a little tag on it. It says that's our positive. This is our 12 volt negative. Again, little tag. There, y'all can't see it. The two blue ones are furnace wire. And over here we have another red and white wire that is marked positive to the thermostat. So we're only going to use a few of these wires now. So we're just going to snip off the furnace wires. We're going to snip off our 12 volt DC and positive. Alright. And then over here, we're just going to snip all these off. I'm going to do the thermostat wire first, and then we're going to use that red and white wire and that brown wire. Though the rest of these won't be used when we go back. And I may, there's a connector here. I may cut that connector out too, so I don't think we're gonna need that. Now, we gotta reach up in here and get our freeze sensor off the coils. Oh, there's that. And now, need to get our 110 volt wires unhooked. They're going to be behind door number 1 right there. You always drop one of them wire nuts. I do anyway. Well, you know, this is an old one. It's got straight screws on it. Let me go get a straight screwdriver. Alright, let me get these screws loose in this strain release here. Get those AC wires out of this box. Alright, out with the old. Alright, let's get the cover off this new, much smaller control box. Here's our AC wires. Go ahead and just put that back in this strain relief here. The new one comes with a new box. Just go ahead and tighten that up so it will hang here on its own. Now I'm just going to make these connections up here. I'm not going to make y'all watch that. Maybe you can listen to me talk a little bit. I don't know. It's just green to bare, white to white, black to black. And yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and just reuse these wire nuts. They're here. They're in good shape. Been using wire nuts for decades. I've figured out that no matter what you use to make a connection here, whether it's wire nuts or Wagos or whatever, everybody will tell you that it's absolutely the wrong thing to use. So you can't win. So I'm gonna choose whatever I want to. It's funny. We may not do a video on it, but we're gonna look at the refrigerator. This has a fairly new Norcold refrigerator. I was gonna call him Norcold while I was doing this and see if I could get them on the line, which I don't think you can anymore. I think you have to leave a message and then they call you back whenever they feel like it. But I had forgotten. They only answer the phones between 11 and 4. Is that crazy? What happened to customer service?
That's today's world.
I know. I mean, a big business like Norcold Thetford, they make a lot of refrigerators and commodes and stuff for RVs, and they answer the phone. Technical and warranty, I guess, from 11 to 4. Alright, so that's done. We can just put this cover right back on. We are done in there. Also included in the box is this little pigtail. This is where all of our DC wiring is going to be done. Again, everything's labeled. Red's going to be our positive, DC 12 volt positive. Red and white ones are positive thermostat. Black's negative, and orange is not marked. That is our communication wire. So I think I will go grab some Wagos to make these connections because there's no wire nuts here for these. Those were crimped. I'll go grab that. So I'm gonna make my 12 volt connections here. We know this is our ground. Pull out a Wago, which if you're interested in buying these Wago connectors, I do have them in my Amazon store with a lot of other stuff. Pull out our new wiring harness. They already strip of wire for us. Just got to pull the ends off. Put the negative one, the one that's marked negative, in there, and then we're going to do the positive. Strip it to the perfect length. Grab another Wago. And then we get the all red wire that is marked 12 volt positive from supply. Yeah, from supply. It's not how I would have worded that, but I'm not a genius like the engineer that built it. Now these are furnace wires. We're going to deal with them here in a minute. Alright, so we have this wire here for the thermostat positive. I'm actually going to cut this. I'm going to cut this connector out. We just need to make sure this is our red and white for the thermostat. It's red and white on the back side, so we just need to make sure we know what we're doing here before we cut wires. Let me strip that back. Alright. And we put the thermostat positive right there. Alright. Then our communication, we're going to make it orange. So cut that out. And hook that to this orange wire in our new wiring harness that is not marked. We just know that that is the communication wire. Okay. Now there is one thing I need to do that I forgot to tell you about. So we need a ground for our thermostat. So we're going to choose. That's our choice. We're going to use the black wire here for our ground. The rest of these here won't be used. We're just going to go ahead and snip them off. So just done away with that connector. There's no point. So this ground wire though, we need to put it in with our ground wire over here. So I'm just going to twist those two little, probably 22 gauge wires or whatever together, put them in the Wago. Now we have a ground for our thermostat. So that's all we need to do here, except for the furnace. So we're going to put spade connectors, which they provide, on these two furnace wires, and they'll plug in the side of this box also. Then after we do this, then we go back to the thermostat. And how did we know these were our furnace wires? Because we looked before we took it apart and knew that these were connected to the two blue or blue and white wires in the old control box so that we know that those are our furnace wires. So we'll make these connections to that box here in a few minutes. Only thing we have left to do here is our new freeze sensor. It's completely different from the old one. The old one actually snapped on one of the coils. This one you just insert it in the coil. Typically over on this left side about an inch or so from the bottom, and just insert it down at like a 45-degree angle. Sometimes it's hard to get in there. So I think a lot of times you just hit that pipe dead on instead of missing the pipe. Oh, you know what? That thing's froze. That freeze sensor might not have been working. Or no, the compressor run all the time. That's what it is. We're going to have to let that thaw out a little bit before I can insert that in the coils.
Really?
So that it's froze up. So it's going to be a little tough shot here, but let's just get this old thermostat off the wall. Turn the drill the right direction. All right. Oh, sorry. Bumped y'all. All right. So we don't have to worry about, we know, woo, them wires are short. Holy moly. Really? Mercy. That's all the wire we got to work with, people. So we don't want to drop them down in there.
Didn't leave you no extra, did he?
Heck no. Got them tied off down there somewhere or something.
Yeah.
I can't move them. Yeah. All right. Let's take our little precision screwdriver and get these old wires out of this thermostat. So we don't ever worry about anything being live here because we did not plug into the control box before we came back here. And some overachiever had those pretty tight. Like I say, we don't want to let them go back in that wall.
You probably need some loose bars or something to put on them, clamp on them.
No, they should be all right. All right, so we got the new thermostat. Now there's only 3 connectors in here. One is marked 12 volt positive, which we know is going to be our red wire. One's marked ground, we know that's going to be our black wire. And the other one is not marked, and it is our communication, and we know that's going to be what color? Orange, right? We'll double check that. I'm pretty sure it was orange. Now the leftover wires, we're going to leave them in here, but we're just going to wind them up around this cable and just leave those in the wall just in case you ever need to use a spare wire. You never know when a wire will get damaged. So like I say, we're just going to wind these right around here and just leave them. Can't believe they didn't leave us any more wire than they left.
They should lift a foot, shouldn't they?
Yeah, that's ridiculous. I pulled on them as hard as I want to pull on them.
Yeah.
So we just run these in our new thermostat. And we put these in their appropriate place and tighten those down. And then we will make our final connections up here and start testing. The thermostat's finished up. So now we can just go ahead and start plugging stuff in here. We'll start with the furnace wires. They go in these spade connectors right here on the end of the box. And then we will do the 4-pin connector that goes right in here. And just for testing purposes, we do need to put the freeze sensor in. So it will not work unless you plug the freeze sensor in. It goes in that 2-pin connector. We're going to run the fan for a little bit. I got some other things to do this motorhome. We'll let that thing finish thawing out, and then I'll insert that in the coils. So the only thing left to do now is to hook up our harness for the upper unit into this control box. Let's plug that in.
Most of them must all be about the same, ain't they?
Yeah. Work that thing up in there. Alright, we'll leave that hang down so we don't forget. So, let me cut the breaker on for this air conditioner, and we'll go back here and start testing. So here we are at the thermostat. We don't have to put the cover on to test because we still have to screw it to the wall. Just touch the connectors and you see it lights up. Let's go to fan high. Now there will be a delay. The fan should come on. Okay. Let's go to low, delay. It'll cut off and it'll go on low. Voila. Alright, so should go back to high. Again, everything you do on this thermostat, there's a delay. No matter what. Alright, let's go to, or this is the mode button. Let's go to cool. And we'll run that down to about 65, 64, because it's pretty chilly here today. I'll go out there with my clamp meter. I heard the compressor come on, but I'm going to verify with my clamp meter that the compressor's running. Alright, so yes, the compressor did come on. So let's go, this is our mode. Let's go back to fan. Alright, let's go to auto, because we're going to test the furnace, make sure the furnace still works. We should have tested the furnace before we even started. Sometimes I forget that. Because now, if the furnace don't run, the customer's gonna go, hey, what'd you do? Worked perfect. So, anyway, just gonna let that fan cut off. Then we're gonna go to heat furnace, run that up a little bit. See if the furnace comes on. Have you tried the furnace? Did it work?
I think it did.
I never even tried it. There should be a little delay and it should come on. Should have tried it before it started. I always forget that. Yeah, there we go. Alright, furnace works. Now the reason I put that on auto to test the furnace was if I'd left the fan speed on the air conditioner on low or high, when the furnace kicked on, well, it would run all the time, but it would have come on with the furnace. So I didn't want that. Yeah, I didn't want that noise, so we put it on auto. Good. Just put that fan on auto. That way the air conditioner fan did not come on when we tried the furnace. So yeah, screw this to the wall. This is a done dealio. So I hope if you watched all the way to the end of this thing, you enjoyed yourself. If you didn't enjoy it, I don't know, go find something else to do. And I'm gonna find something else to do right here. I got a couple other things to do here. Not sure we're gonna video it, but we'll see. So as always, I've already said this. As always, thanks for watching. Leave me a comment, criticisms, concern. Catch you on the next one.